Yo, this is Chief, and you're watching me cook.
Cool. So now we've got better video. I'm back in action. Let's make some guacamole together. Uh, Avocados, organic. We've got this one seems a little iffy. It's kind of getting those dents in it, as you can see there. Avocados are going to be like a little bit soft to the touch, but you don't want them mushy. Some people say that you can see whether it's ripe or not by taking this little cork stem out, but that's not true. The best way to do it is just by feel. If you hold it in your hand, kind of like a heart, and you give it like a little firm grip, that should indicate whether it's good to go or not. Red onion, organic, limes. These are not key limes. Ooh, this one's juicy. We're going to use it anyway. But they are organic, so that's how we're rocking. And then we've got these tomatoes. These are cherry tomatoes. All of these ingredients are so called alkaline. And just to clarify, when I'm talking about eating alkaline or living like an alkaline based diet, what I mean by that is just a little bit of like my understanding of it. Maybe it's not the scientific way, but if you think of our body like soil, and that soil has a pH level, the body does its best to maintain a certain level of pH, which is said to be around 7.35 or something like 7.45, which is slightly alkaline. And because it's slightly alkaline, our body is in the best way able to fight off diseases. And diseases can't live in an alkaline environment, from my understanding. Like I said, you can take all of this with a grain of salt, or you can take it as, food for thought. However you want to season your plate. This way of eating helps promote that balance of pH level in your body. As opposed to the foods that make it difficult and cause stress on digestion and, give you illnesses and diseases. And of course, you could take other routes. You could combat your alkalinity issues with other like medications, and there's lots of medications that assist with people having issues with digestion, and they call them all sorts of different disorders or diseases, ailments, and that's my preference on it so far. And from what I've experienced, eating this way has been very, very enlightening for me, because I don't have, this is a lot of the time, I used to feel like a burning in my stomach, or like a queasiness, or just not a stable, balanced feeling in my gut, and I could feel it. And it was from eating foods that my body was having a hard time processing, that were not conducive to an alkaline environment. They were more acidic, and it caused stress in my body, and I don't have that right now. So I'm feeling very good, and I would hope that you would do the research yourself and give it a shot. See if, some of these different food types also work with your body. I have a lot of videos that'll come out with recipes that are exclusively alkaline, as that's the way I enjoy eating. So it's easy for me to come up with recipes that are that way. If you want to give it a shot, I encourage you to do so. If you have any questions, you can always ask me, but do keep in mind that I'm not a professional in any way at this. I'm just a regular guy that's been living this way for a very long time and seeing the benefits, and I can speak from it. I've been eating plant-based and vegan or alkaline, some form of the other, for the last 15 years. Woo! These red onions are burning my eyes. Woo! So, little history on, oh my gosh. Little history on me from making guacamole. I'm crying, I can barely see. All right, this is getting real. Oh, I knew this was going to come to, all right, let's just hope it's just going to come to tears and not blood. Don't wipe your eyes. Make sure, oh my gosh, I can't, I might have to let you see. No. Okay. So, I used to work at Whole Foods where I was responsible for making tons of guacamole every day. I'm talking about tons. There would be 50 pounds of onions. Oh my gosh, these onions are tearing me apart. There would be 50 pounds of onions, red onions, and I would have to cut all 50 pounds of red onions for the guacamole. And that was like daily. And you're in a cooler that's, I don't know, barely 40 degrees, 38 degrees. And they say that if you keep your eyes in a, oh my gosh, if you keep your eyes in a cooler or you put your face in a freezer, that you will stop the burning from your eyes. But that is not true. I'm here to testify that I can attest that is not the case at all. So we've got our onions, we've got our avocados, we've got the eyes burning. It's all here. This is part of the relationship. You have to have everything for the guacamole to really, really taste the way that you know it can. Oh, yes. This is perfect right now. This eye burn and the color scheme, beautiful colors, rich, organic. All right, so here we go. Back on track. My eyes are kind of giving me some sight back again, and we can see. So, if you want to try alkaline diet, I encourage you to do so. It's worked for me very well. I've been doing it for the last 4 months, and I plan on continuing. There's a few different key, I don't know, they're just my favorite alkaline meals that I'll share with you. Like I said before, a kamut is a grain that's alkaline. It's one of my favorites. We'll do some meals with kamut. If I'm wrong on the pronunciation, I can imagine that. And you can attempt to teach me in the comments. Like and subscribe. So, we've got these tomatoes getting chopped up here. Do my best to slice them as nice and small as possible. If they get a little smashed up, that's okay. I like to take the tops off. I'm kind of particular about the stem portions of vegetables. I don't know. I watch a lot of animal videos, and it seems like animals in nature that are not tamed or domesticated tend to take off the stems, I don't know, of like bananas and different produce. Maybe there's just no, I don't know if it's everything, because I know that the stems of broccoli has the most nutritional value, and the core of a pineapple is where all the nutrition is stored, mostly, or the magnitude of it. So then we just pop these little pits out of the avocado. You'll have an avocado pit like this. If you didn't see the chickpea video, you can take this avocado pit and you can stick it in a piece of paper towel and you can wet it, and then it will sprout a little taproot out of the bottom, and you can plant that taproot down in a pot and it'll sprout a leaf or a tree, an avocado tree out. So the easiest way that I found to remove the avocado, or like, you know, whatever, the avocado meat or flesh from the avocado, is by squeezing it. And so I like to just squeeze the avocados out into my bowl, like so. This is the way you do it. Perfect. A big reason that I'm doing these videos is not because I'm the master chef. I consider myself, you know, a chief. But the reason I'm doing these videos is I understand that, you know, it's a self-expression. Cooking is self-expression. It's like art. And everybody has their own way of art and cooking and so forth. Anything you do, you're going to do it like you do it. And so just sharing how we do things is a big part of community and doing your part in the community. And if I can help someone else by sharing things that I've learned along the way, which is cooking, that would be awesome. It's kind of like that saying, you can give a man a fish and he can eat for a day, or you can teach a man to cook, or you could teach a man to fish. You can teach a man to fish and he can feed himself forever. In this case, we're going to leave the fish. Fish have become kind of a weird place. I get it. And I have been in those places where I really enjoy seafood at a time. However, it's just the water is not clean. There's so much pollution, and it's really not worth it with the parasites that are found in the fish. And then from there, you go to the chemicals that are in the water. Then you go to the genes and how the genetic makeup of the fish are turning because of farming. There's a lot of different variables that I don't really care to be really toiling with or going back and forth with. It's just much easier to eliminate. And when I started eating this way, which was a long time ago, I would always say to myself, you know, I've had that, I've been there, I've done that. And so it doesn't really bother me to leave like meat or fish or poultry or dairy behind if I know that it's going to benefit me. Woo! That onion got my sinuses going. So it's been like an easy decision for me to eliminate those food groups that are not conducive to health and wellness in the like most simplest way. Like we can really get into it, but at the same time, I rather not, and I rather go to the simple, more rudimentary ways about life and start there and kind of build a base and an understanding of how to live. And so that's really the reason that I enjoy making these videos for sharing. We've got all that layer avocado pushed out. I also have a lot to say that doesn't get said. And it normally does come out when I talk to friends and family. I just I'd like to share these things with other people as well. And so here we are, and we're sharing. This lime is crumbling apart. Okay, so the lime squeezed over our avocado. We'll take the crybaby onions and put those in there. And our tomatoes. And my mom was so nice to get me this smasher because she saw me struggling to smash those chickpeas. She wants me to have an easier go at it, huh? Well, this is much easier. Thank you, Mom. I really like this smasher, and it's going to make this guacamole phenomenal. And all the other guacamoles I make from here on out. Now, I like to do like half smash. Woo! Half smash like that, and then add my spices. So for this, you've got salt, and of course we're going with the Premier sea salt, pink salt. You can get that on Amazon. Pretty soon I'll include a link in the bio. We've got some garlic powder, organic. We've got a little bit of cayenne pepper that we're going to use from Spice Island. Can't find it very often. Organic, at least. So salt. This salt is pretty salty, but it's got all the minerals. So I like to do a little bit of light salt at first. Some garlic powder. I don't really care for garlic too much. I'm not sure the alkalinity of it, but cayenne pepper is phenomenal. I'll tell you a story about cayenne pepper. If everybody, check this out. I was probably, I don't know, five or 6 years old, and I'm running around the couch, and I've always been around Rottweilers growing up. When I was born, I'm born in Florida, Miami, Florida, and my parents, they had a bunch of Rottweilers. Like 16 Rottweilers when I was born. That's a lot of dogs. And they've always just kept Rottweilers around. So when I was running around this couch, there was a dog chasing me. It was a Rottweiler. And it was a family Rottweiler, like one of our personal dogs. And it was trying to chase me, but, you know, in a nice way. It wasn't trying to be malicious or anything. And it reached out with its mouth to bite me, or to bite my shorts, to grab me. And it bit through my skin, and I had a wound. I don't want to get too graphic because we're watching, you know, food and whatnot, but it was pretty gross. There was parts of me that were not inside of me, and my mom, quick thinking, took a bunch of capsicum, cayenne pepper, whatever, and she shoved it into the wound. Kind of like she plugged it like a cork with this pepper. And it burned, but it stopped the bleeding. And it healed over. And now there's like a little tiny scar. But essentially, it was stitches when I didn't have stitches. And that's what that cayenne pepper can do for you. Cayenne pepper is amazing, the way that it works in the body and it works with blood. It gets blood to flow, or it gets blood to stop flowing in certain situations. Very interesting. Good for the blood circulation. So that's our guacamole, nice and ready. It's easy, simple. If you don't know how to make guacamole yet, learn how to make guacamole. It's phenomenal. You ought to know. Make you some guacamole, keep it in the fridge. Part 2 with the avocado, guacamole. What am I saying? Part 2 with the mushroom, walnut, alternative meat for our tacos is coming right up. And maybe I'll go through and show you guys some cama at the same time. So stick around.